Hello, in today's video we're going to go over the human task. I've created a very simple application here. We basically just take some data and there's an email that initially goes out, which is this here. And then we have a human task. Now the human task is very simple. It's just a approve and reject. And the data is taking the purchase order data. And we have two participants. One is Stuart, and the second one is Doug. And the presentation, well, the notification is advanced. Here we are. It's actionable, so you can approve it from the email as opposed to having to log into the work list application, which is an amazing application, but having it the capability to approve it or reject it from email is very nice too. So it's a very simple application, nothing really heavy going on, but we'll see how it works. It did take a while to configure Enterprise Manager for the actionable email. I had to revisit that numerous times. And also, at the end of the day, what I do is I have a transformation that takes all of the different properties from the human task and just forwards them over to another variable of the same make and quantity task. Here you can see that it's just one task going to another. And that's so we can inspect the elements that are all the variables that come with a human task. It's a um, very interesting to look at. If we go over to email here, you can see that I have SSF and I have Doug in the inbox. I also have the Beppel inbox, which is the user in the email server that is replying to when we do a human task. So let's go over to Enterprise Manager and we'll test this. I already have some data in here, just a simple order. I used the SOA demo tables or XSDs just to get the data. We're going to test it. And you can see that the flow has started. It ran very quickly, although, of course, when we go into it, we do realize that it isn't complete because it hasn't been approved. So there you can see that it's waiting on that, and we can refresh it. Now it does take a few minutes here because I do not have the fastest settings for my email, but if we go over here and eventually, oh, there we go. I've got an email going out and it just basically says, hey, look in your next email, and here is the actual email that's generated from the human task. It's very nice. And here you can see that we have at the top actions of approve or reject, or we could go into the work list application to do it there. Now I'm just going to approve it, and what you do is you put your comments in here. So yeah, good enough. And you can do attachments too. And we're just going to send that back. Delete that out just so we don't get confused about what we're working with. And if we go over to Doug, and this will take a little bit longer. So I'm going to turn off the video for a minute. Okay, we've got the email now. Seems like an eternity, but there it is. It's going to Doug, and you can see all the status here. We're going to approve that, and we'll put Doug's comments here. And just send it on its way. Refresh the screen here. It's probably going to take another 30 seconds to a minute for it to actually finish. So let me turn this off for a second. Okay, we've got it. And you can see that the callback client is invoked here, and that's just saying, hey, it was improved. The other was do this now, which was the title of the thing. I had that in an assign in the program. But if we look at the transformation to var, that's what I find interesting, because here you can actually see that Doug's comments are here and SSF comments are here. So you can actually get that metadata and do something with it. And send an email or do whatever you have to do to let the user know or anybody else know that the task has been completed. There's quite a lot of metadata here that you can work with. Not all of it worthwhile, obviously. This is who knows what that means. But it is interesting as far as you know using the product and being able to create a uh, involvement in the application very simply and very easily. So I hope that was helpful. Have a good evening.